Looks like we got a new friend!
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Scratticus Academy. This is, well, I'm very excited for this campaign. We've got some awesome people to come in and play. We will be playing Eden, where we're using Monty Cook's Cypher system. Now, a few things before we start. We have a Discord. It's an awesome Discord. It's full of amazing, wonderful people, and they help out with all things tabletop roleplay, and just if you want to chat, they're good. It's awesome for that too. We also have YouTube, which we will catch up on. We are trying super hard to. If you want to support us another way other than donations, then there is the Patreon, and this gives you some sneak peeks behind the scenes, sneak peeks at the Academy before things are released. And also we have merch, something that a lot of people seem to be liking at the moment, which is good. They've got some awesome t-shirts, hoodies and stuff on Redbubble, and Scrat's absolute favorite, the little notepads that are perfect for a 3-hour one-shot. Anyway, without further ado, we shall see everyone here. And also, I just want to say this overlay done by our wonderful Ambly is so awesome. I love it so much. But let's jump into it, shall we? Okay, so guys, in 1982, Reagan pushed the button and Earth was faced with nuclear war. But now, welcome to Eden, a city very few people have ever seen the edge of. In fact, in this city, very few people have even seen natural light, let alone the sky. This is a city of life stacked up on top of each other, building after building crammed in and awkwardly taking up every little space available. Not only have few people seen the sky, very few people have seen the ground. This is a world of concrete and metal, lit by neon lights and signs projecting adverts every second of every day. This is normal. Those who dwell in the depths and darkness of the city live in a dangerous place. This is where gangs operate. The air is thin down here, and the vision is incredibly poor. Money does not exist in this world. You pay with favors. A system created to eliminate the greed and the power that destroyed the earth where these people originated from. Peace is what people strive for. Anything is acceptable if it keeps the peace, even murder. War must never happen again. At the center of the society are hospitals. Science and medicine are the most important thing to these people. There is no disease or viruses. Everything is curable. And with that, we will jump in and meet some of our characters. First of all, we are going to meet Hans. Hans, so can you just give us a description about your character, what they look like, and perhaps where they are?
So my character's name is Artie Chen, and he's a young Chinese man. He is kind of like an average size, slightly athletic build, hair that's cut on the sides, a little bit longer on the top. He's currently in a arcology, a big colony basically, set up by the Orbital Technology Corporation. And he is a very sheltered, about to be shut off or sent out into university life person. So what he's doing right now is probably eagerly awaiting that next move where he can go do his own thing, but not really quite sure how to do it.
Okay. One thing I did forget to mention, maybe to chat, there are no wild magic surges. Instead, I have something a little bit different and a little bit special. I have a list of oddities and discoveries that can be found in this world if you wish to donate for that, or if we get to the number of retweets, that is the list we will be rolling from. Now, Hans, Artie, I'm assuming is maybe at what he sees as home. You're at the OTC residence, somewhere where you have grown up your entire life. This seems to be just a huge, very clean and clinical building. And as we know, the OTC, or the Orbital Technologies Corporation, is linked with the hospitals and seen to be a very high-standing society, something to be proud of. At the center, are you in like your apartment building with your parents, or what are you sort of doing?
I think Artie's in his apartment, but he's probably not with his parents. He's old enough, and they're old enough, and they have their thing going, and he has his thing going.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not much of a thing right now. He's pretty much just waiting for school to start and to go try something new, and spends a lot of time thinking about what that might mean.
Okay, so you know that the Orbital runs the university here. There is one university, it's a huge place of learning, and they are linked with the archive as well, something I think Artie's very interested in with all the knowledge and the exploring. What I will say, if you live separately from your parents now, I'm assuming you'll probably still all be in the same group and block of residents, and you sit down. It's early morning. Are you preparing breakfast? Are you your usual, or?
Yeah, I think Artie's sitting down. He's having breakfast. He's having some dogs run by in the background and bark very loudly. That's why I keep going back and forth on the mute. And if I'm smiling, it's mostly that. And he's caught up in that moment. If you can think of the time where you first got into your own place and you have all of these things, and you know that they do things, and you have no ambition to do anything at all with them, because you're not sure what you're supposed to do first. He's sitting there. If he had a list of to-dos, he would be about to put the pencil down and write the first to-do.
Fab. Okay, so this is quite probably a larger apartment than most residents of Eden would be used to. It's very clean, it's very clinical, and you do have a window and what seems to be almost like hovering roads outside and pathways. And it's spotless. You've got small little discs of spinning robot cleaners that are going along and making sure there's nothing out of place, and all of the grass, as much as it is fake grass, it is perfectly square. And every now and then you see these little sprinklers come up every 5 minutes and disappear again into the ground. Are you planning to go anywhere today, or are you waiting for something in your apartment, or?
I think he'd like to go somewhere. He'd like to get out, and he has all these ambitions to explore.
Mm-hmm.
maybe he's waiting for something to come in still, maybe waiting for one last thing. He's got a lot of little gadgets and things that he's worked on as part of his university projects and things that he wants to do. And he's probably about to be done with something, which is a personal energy field, like a protective bubble type thing that people from OTC get into. And he has everything where it should work, but something shorted out when he was building it, and he's just waiting for that.
Okay. On schedule every day, it is always optional, but a breakfast arrives outside the front of your door. It is your usual. It is it's just cooked tomato, eggs, and a cup of tea, and what looks like to be some sort of milkshake, which you know is full of basically everything you need for the day. You've got all your gadgets everywhere. You can see out of the other window, you can see the city thriving all up in the air. You can see the gardens up on their platforms hovering past as they go through. And yeah, there's a knock at the door.
Oh yeah, springs up, walks over to the door. Okay, good impression, and activate the door, let it open.
It slides past, it's like, and as it opens, and you recognize the person on the other side. It is your father. And he's like, hi, I know I'm being overprotective, and I know I'm just, but you know, you're my boy, and I just want to see how you're doing before you disappear off to university. And yeah, and did you eat your breakfast? Your mother asked me to ask you. I had to ask. I'm sorry. She sent me around here.
It just got here. I just got breakfast.
Okay. Are you going to eat it? Do you want me to tell your mother you ate it?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'll make sure it gets eaten. Yep. No problem.
Okay. Making all your little gadgets again, I see. Tinkering away, are we?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know you're busy, and it's just one last thing before you run off to university and leave your mother and I. Could you deliver this to me, for me, to the offices, please? Just, I haven't got the time, and you know what the OTC is like, and I'm just constantly running around, and yeah, it needs to be delivered to the Blue District. You can take a taxi if you want.
Okay, yeah, I can find out where that is. That's fine. Yep.
Just tell that I know you haven't been out much. I know, but I feel this is the opportunity to get out of the residence. It's fine. It's all safe out there, I'm sure. I mean, yeah, it's a great place. It's wonderful. But if you could let me know when you're back safe, please.
I'll come. It's fine.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Bye. And he sort of gives you the most awkward hug you could possibly imagine before he sort of waves and closes the door behind him.
Now eating breakfast. Okay, so now I have to find out where the Blue District is too.
Mm-hmm. If you're leaving your apartment, you will see. You step out into your garden. The front drive, which is effectively a garden. This is not outside. This is an artificial front drive, if you will, and you can see escalators that go down into what is like a big hall, sort of the open, you can see all of the revolving doors as people come into their residence and walk up. And then beyond that is the real road.
Okay, which one of those goes to the Blue District?
You can walk down. There are lots of security guards. Like, as you walk past, in fact, both security guards and residents, you will recognize them all. And they walk past, so, hi, Artie, hi, Artie, hi, Artie. And like the same tone of voice as it has been every single morning for almost your entire life. And one of the security guards walk past, Artie, he sort of reaches out from behind the desk and gets up to, where are you off to?
Hey, I'm supposed to take this package from my dad to the Blue District.
The Blue District. Right. Okay. Do you have a cab? No.
No.
Don't worry, Artie. It's not a problem. I will sort this for you. And you see him sort of head over, and there's like a screen up, which as he taps it, it all lights up, and you can see him just plugging numbers in. He's like, we've just had some problems lately. Nothing to worry about, of course. Just, yeah, nothing to worry about. Taxi should be here in a couple of minutes. Would you like a coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. And a small machine pops out of the desk and starts pouring coffee into it, which he quickly puts on a screw top for you and slides it across it. We've had a break-in. We had a break-in to the facility 2 nights ago. Just be wary. Nothing will get past the system. I mean, it's a safe place. But just so you're aware, okay? And don't forget to change your bracelet to outdoor, please. Safety reasons. That's
Just
it.
now?
Yeah, just flick the little button until it says
Yeah.
outdoor. The one with the little flower on it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's all. I can see your cab. And he awkwardly ushers you out to the cab, opening the door. He's like, there you go. Just, there you go. Bye.
Okay.
And he sort of closes the door and looks in the window and sort of, again, probably as awkwardly as your dad, waves goodbye to you.
Right.
Where do you want to go, mate? Abby is like got the typical flat cap on, and there's a little like screen running around his flat cap, just saying that his name is George. And he's like, where do you want to go?
So I have to go to the Blue District.
Blue District.
Blue District.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. Am I just putting the favor in your thing, or just scan it in? It's on the back of the seat there. And as you do it, it makes like a bloop, and you see it pop up as one favor on your wristband, and you head off. This is one of the first times you've probably left the residence. You're not going deep into the city, but there are lots of districts, and you can see this car is hovering. There is no longer like a pathway here or a road or anything, and you're not going straight. You sort of dip down onto this. If you haven't got your seatbelt on, you will regret it. As you sort of weave in between all these other districts, which are full of tall buildings with lots of signs on, symbols on, like a traffic-like sort of system. And you can see road signs hovering near the traffic lights with districts with 4 blocks of color. And you can see the Blue District, and that seems to be the direction you're heading. Do you want to speak to this taxi driver at all, or just wait until you get there?
How weird is it? Is there like a lot of loud music or anything like that?
There's not necessarily loud music. In fact, he's pretty quiet. But he has got all these weird little ornaments like jingling and tinkling from the roof of the taxi, and one of those little Hawaiian girls that are like wiggling on the front of the dashboard. And he's quite laid back, like he's really pulled the chair back to drive.
Okay, so this package I've got, does it have like a specific address in the Blue District on it?
It does. It's got like a barcode on it, and it says to Miss Elizabeth Marin on it.
Okay. Do I have any idea what I'm going to do when I get there?
You probably just got to hand it over. If it's a residency like you are, then it'll probably be like a help desk that you go to and just hand it over. But yeah.
Okay. No, I think if I understand those basic facts, I will probably just be looking out the window, trying to take in the sights of everything that's so different, and just being really awkwardly quiet.
Yeah. Okay, so the site outside the room, outside the car itself, as I said, it's bright, it's colourful, it's concrete and metal, just as far as the eye can see. All like the roadways you can see adjusting out in different buildings. You see some almost like robotic birds and bugs sort of weave in and out past the cabs, and you know that particularly the little bug ones, they're like little messengers. It's someone sending a message to someone. You pull up after about half an hour at another residency. It's like a block of flats. It's a lot more run down than the one you're used to. In fact, this is probably the first place you've seen that isn't spotless and uniform and everything. So like the sign on the outside is slightly skew with and things like that. But you can see all the way along the bottom floor, just glass windows and a security guard sat behind a desk.
Okay, so yeah, the cab.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
He's like that, and he speeds off.
Right. And I'm gonna walk up to the door. How does it smell? Does it smell normal? Does it smell weird?
It smells slightly disinfectant-y, I guess is the word. This has definitely just been cleaned, but you think it's probably been cleaned for a reason.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna breathe in too deeply. I'm just gonna kind of take my time, walk up there. I've got the package right in front of me, so it's very clear I have a reason that I'm coming in here. And go over to the front desk and just, hi. I'm supposed to deliver this.
This sort of grizzled old security guard, like he's chewing something, he's just like, yeah. Oh, okay, fine. And here.
Okay.
Well, hand it over. Yeah, okay. And he sort of puts it down by the desk. He goes, yeah, can you look into the screen for me, please? And there's like this little screen on a stick basically pops out the desk, and immediately a light scans over your eyes and whizzes back down. And he's like, Artie Chen. Okay, yeah, that all clears up. And this is, can you sign here, please? And he sort of pushes a clipboard to you. How do you know Miss Marin?
I don't know who she is.
Okay. And he sort of starts to take notes again. We have reached 10 retweets. So we are going to now use our new oddities and discoveries list. So in character order, I'm going to have JD, you are number 1, Dot, you are number 2, Artie, you're number 3, and Crowbar, you're number 4. I'm going to roll a 1d4, and that is who gets the oddities. Have a look. 1. Okay, can you roll a 1d100 for me, please?
Yes. Hold on, I wasn't prepared to roll anything today.
No, I know.
I got
Special
this.
surprise rolls.
Yes, chat, today this is mainly a there'll be few rolls due to the just discovering the characters. Right, so that is an 89. Okay, let's have a look.
That feels like a good number. I don't know why, so we'll see.
Okay,
Very
I'll
good.
keep hold of that one for when it comes
Okay.
to you. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, so Artie, this guy sort of looks you up and down, and then he picks up, he picks up a phone, which is a tiny little sort of slim earpiece which he hooks over. He's like, Miss Marin, sorry, it's early. We got a parcel here for you. Do you know and he looks over, he's like, what was your name?
Artie Chen.
An Artie Chen. No, Chen. Artie. Okay, the line's breaking up. I'm sorry. She'll be down in a minute.
Okay.
And you sort of sit there for a bit, and he's not really paying any attention to you. He's just like drumming his fingers on the side. He's like, wow. So what do you do?
Well, I sit there and I look at my comms for a bit, and I realize that I don't really have any social media business that would keep me busy or anything like that. And no, it's probably all educational stuff at this point. There's no games, there's no time for that. So I'm just going to sit there and cross my ankles and then try crossing the other way to see if that's better. And it's not. So I'm going to cross them back the other way. And then I'm going to count the number of times that I'm breathing like that and just kind of like keep myself mentally busy.
And there's a few other people come to the security guard, swipe their card in, and head upstairs. You see a woman approach the desk. She is a beautiful woman. She's very tall, dark hair, and she has a big smile for the security guard, who does not smile back. And she takes the parcel. She's like, "Oh, thank you." And you see him point over to you. And she glances over, and you see her face drop. And she backs up a little bit. She takes a couple of steps back before offering the security guard a fairly weak but another smile, and hurries back off up the stairs.
Okay. So I guess I go over to the security guard. Is that the lady with the package?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't have to do anything else, right? That's it?
No, you done unless you got something else to do.
No. Where do you get the cab?
You call it.
Okay. Where do I do that?
Do you want me to do it?
I mean, do I just have to? Is there a button, or do I?
Wow, you don't get out much, do you?
Well, I mean, no.
Oh. Okay. Okay. And he just sort of he picks up the phone again. You can hear him talking. And he's like, hang on a minute. Did you say your name was Artie Chen?
Yeah, right.
Okay. I need you to do me a favor. I need you, on behalf of your dad, Daniel, isn't it? That's his Daniel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
Yeah. He says he's got this, and he sort of hands over. It's just like a square piece of glass, and you know this is just like a notes or something. So this is apparently got to go to the hospital. You know where that is, right? Oh my god. Okay. And you see him plug in a few more details, and a taxi arrives out on the side, and he just points. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. And
okay. As you hop in the taxi, we're going to hop over to Renee, or JD as the character is known.
Yes.
If you could give me a bit of a description about your character and who she is and where she starts.
Yeah, so JD's a little bit of a loner. You find her in her efficiency apartment. She kind of has her own space. She keeps to herself, which is kind of funny because like she has a ton of friends. Maybe not necessarily that she's really close to, but that she finds a lot of time to just kind of be and exist. And read a book, watch a TV show, you know, just kind of chill in her apartment. She does have some company. She has kind of tousled brown hair with the tips dyed kind of blue, and you can tell it's like a little bit faded out. She often forgets to take her makeup off before falling asleep, so she always like wakes up with the big black circles under her eyes. And sometimes if she's slept in too much, she just wipes it off and goes about her day. She is a cyborg, so she has a mechanical right arm and also 2 mechanical fingers on her left hand. So we find her probably in her apartment getting ready for her day.
Yeah.
So first things first, she wakes up, kind of looks to see if she has raccoon eyes, wipes it off, rolls out of bed groaning a bit. And the first thing she does is almost trip on her mechanical cat, Bash.
Which makes a noise, not like a cat noise, but like a sort of clunky noise, and a very, I don't know how to, sort of a artificial sort of robotic sort of, like as you trip over it and it tries to get out of your way.
And she grumbles an apology. Sorry, Bash. Morning. And reaches down to pet the cat, but doesn't take too much time as she stumbles into the kitchen to fix a cup of coffee. And as she starts the machine percolating, I'm imagining like a fancy Keurig, she says, "Morning, Kevin."
Hi, Jay. As it just sort of monotones, and then you hear like a bing as it the door opens.
She opens the door to Kevin, her microwave, and pops in like I don't know, like, is there like a protein Pop-Tart or something?
I was about to say, you can have anything, and it's going to be it could be a protein Pop-Tart if you want. Just it's going to be super colorful. If it is a protein Pop-Tart, they're going to shove everything on it.
Absolutely, a protein Pop-Tart then.
Yeah.
Shut the door and just kind of tell him, you know the drill.
3 minutes, and it just starts to rotate with the buzz, the normal buzz of Kevin the microwave.
Thank you, Kevin. And so she kind of just waits for that to get done. I think she kind of, she'll go and she'll pick out an outfit for the day, but it's mostly just very out of it until her coffee is done.
If you probably live in a very small apartment, it's going to be very square. So everything you have, so if your wardrobe, it's literally a handle when you can pull everything out of the wall, and it's sort of disjointed around the corner as you pull it out.
So I'm imagining like her closet is just kind of like a little nook in the wall of this. Just it's like a one room, maybe with like a little bathroom off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
But like one room, and then there's like kind of a panel that she can like pull the curtain back, and there's like shelves with her clothes and shoes on them and everything, and she just kind of closes that over so that no one really knows that little corner is her her closet area. And so she does that. She has kind of like a beaten up, like, that's not the right word, distressed fashion. Distressed, well-worn fashion, because it's not like just falling apart, but it's all old and trusty stuff, not a lot of new clothes. And she gets ready for the day and goes back in when Kevin dings.
Yep, Kevin will just be ding, ready, and the door will swing open, and you will smell this like the most artificial smelling sweet flavor that you see.
Yes.
And the cat, because its back is almost like a thick slinky as it arches up and rubs up against your leg, still making the weird noises since you tripped over it. You have one window in your apartment. It's quite a slim window. It's not very big, but you can look out onto the city. It's pretty dark. Again, all the advertisements are going, the neon lights. You can see the regular screen. You live by one of the huge screens. One of the screens that every single day churns out the same thing as it goes. And you're used to this. It's all lights. You've probably never seen anything but artificial light. And just outside your window, you can see hooked in on huge clamps your bike, your sky bike.
So since I'm pretty much ready for the day, I just I say bye to Bash and kind of head it with my foot. And then
Bash will just rub up against you, and you'll hear like a little clanking as his back moves.
Yes. And then I open the window to like climb out onto my sky bike, which I also say good morning to. I'm a little cheerier now. Good morning, Soren. You ready for the day?
Good morning, JD. What are we doing today?
Oh, let's see. So I'm imagining like an interface, kind of between the steering on Soren and a login, because I have kind of a chest to the back of the sky bike where I can put the deliveries I'm going to make. So I think that she has to kind of log in to see who has requested something. So then she'll go pick up whatever it is and deliver it as promptly as possible.
And Soren said, deliveries are scheduled. Please proceed to pick up. Which would be, you've got a long list of people, and you can see it's from some of the restaurants. One of them is a noodle bar, where your first 5 deliveries come from, and you know that is in a couple of sky roads or whatever down from you.
Okay.
So I'm guessing you proceed to there.
Yeah, just ease Soren into a dive. It's a pretty popular noodle place, so you know I've been there a number of times.
As you do this, you see it's like an old school like street food, like a little street food hut. As it sees you and it glides to a halt as it is sort of hovering past, and it's just like, JD, good morning, here for the pickup. And he starts putting all these like bags and stuff on the table with all these tickets like attached to them.
Yeah, a lot to start out with today.
Yep, awesome. And he just literally, you see him tap his bracelet on his wrist and hold it out to hold near yours.
Okay, so she
Yeah, they just match up together, and you hear that sort of like little, and you see that you have gained 4 favors.
Okay.
From this.
So I pack up everything and just kind of twist around so that I can put it all in the back of Soren's kind of trunk area, and say, you know, it's because you have the best noodles around.
Of course I have the best noodles around. That's why I do so well. And I put a little bit of extra in there for you for lunch, because it's fine. It's fine. Just have it.
Thank you so much.
No,
I so appreciate it.
Anytime, Jay. It's absolutely fine. And
Well,
he
when I
says, first, like your last, you might want to leave Ross Markham for last. He's a bit of a grumpy sod. Not good to put you in a bad mood for the rest of the day. And he's
couldn't be in a bad mood after having your noodles.
Thank you. Now I got to move on, my dear. And he sort of gives you a salute, and 2 like little, and you hear the engine rattle, and the whole thing with all the bowls and all the noodles start shaking on it as he sort of moves back into motion and starts moving.
So I immediately pull up the first address and get started on my deliveries. Just
Yeah,
kinda
you
going
go
through the
around
list.
these deliveries. These people are mostly happy to see you. So they sort of like take it, match up the bracelet, done, go and move on. And then you come to the last address, which you can see is F257QD, and it says Ross Marken.
I'll take a deep breath. Some days you deal with people who aren't that great, and that's okay. So I'll just get ready and pull up to his window.
Do you knock on the window, or what do you do? There is like a bell as well.
I'll use the bell.
You ring the bell, and you don't hear anything for a bit.
I'm gonna check my list to make sure that I don't have any other kind of urgent deliveries.
No, it's just Ross Marken and your own noodles are sat in the back right now.
Oh, good.
And you hear a crash and a bang as this man steps out. You can see just through the little window, and he's just like as he's sort of waving at you, and he's got like a duvet wrapped around him, and he's shuffling forwards to the window and lifts it up and half leans out and just puts his wrist out. He's like, thank you. Oh, and then he just sort of, and he turns, he just sneezes on the side. Like, oh, JD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Are you okay? Do you?
No, I feel like shit, but it's fine. I just want my noodles, and
Yeah. I pull those out of the back and hand them to him as.
Thank you. My meds just haven't arrived yet, so it's just a cold. If I went to the hospital, it'd be gone in like an hour, but it's fine. I just really need my noodles, and then I'll go. Okay, don't expect a tip. And he just closes the window and then presses a button and it goes black and he walks off.
Okay. I think she's kind of thinking just for a second, like, do I need to call someone? Like, is he gonna prioritize noodles over the hospital? Because none of us want that. Like, sure, we can go take care of a cold in an hour, but it's inconvenient.
So this world is viruses and illnesses can be cured like that. You could have the bubonic plague, walk into the hospital within an hour and come out absolutely fine. We've developed everything. So
hour means I don't have delivery fees and tips. Like, I don't want to get sick even just for a cold.
Yeah. He's very much it. You can probably guess, and you've met this guy before. He's very lazy. He doesn't tend to do much, but you seem to be fine. You doubt that you will have actually caught anything from this guy.
He didn't sneeze on me.
He didn't sneeze on you. He sort of literally turned the other way and sneezed. He's just wanted to get rid of you, basically, real quick. Now, I'm gonna jump over to Crowbar. Crowbar, where are you?
Hello. Is it morning? Is it morning time still?
I'd say, yeah, let's walk through your morning. Give us a bit of a description of what she looks like and what sort of things where is she?
Well, if it's morning, she's probably coming home because she tends to work at night. She's very wiry, thin, but looks pretty sturdy and strong. She has dark skin and her hair is in locks that are pulled up in a bun. And she's just wearing like workers' clothes, but they're pretty dirty. It looks like she's probably been working all night. And if it's morning, she's heading back to her apartment, which she shares with 5 of her friends. Just a small apartment that they all sleep in.
Awesome. Okay. Is one of your close friends and workers here? It's called Nailgun, if I correct. Okay.
Yeah. Nailgun would be with me. We would be heading back to the apartment together.
Okay. And give me a quick description. What does he look like?
Nailgun's thin, also thin. I think all of us are thin because we're like cyberpunk poor. And
Cyberpunk porn.
also wiry. He has like shaggy blonde hair and a really patchy beard that he's like trying to grow, and he's been trying for so long, and so no one wants to say anything, but it doesn't really fill out evenly, and it like goes way too far on his neck, and it looks awful.
Okay, so as you guys walk into, like, do you live in like a flat, or what sort of place do you live in if there's quite a few of you?
I think
Like a
it's
bedsit?
like a two bedroom
Mhm.
probably. And and Nailgun and I would be in one room, one of us on the floor, the other one on the bed, and then there's another room that are shared by twins,
Mhm.
and then someone's always sleeping in the living room, and it's kind of always just like people are in and out. We're very rarely all five of us in the same
Okay.
apartment together, because I tend to do halls at night, others tend to do halls during the day.
Okay, well, Nailgun's walking, just like scratching this, like itchy, sort of stubbly beard, and yawning, like, oh my god, oh, that was a really shit haul. I don't think, like, oh god, I feel so tired, and it feels like for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know if we pulled anything that's even going to be worth trading.
It's fine. I'm sure we'll go out and find something tonight. Hopefully, Twinnie's in there find something, and we can at least have breakfast or dinner this evening. Like, and he's just sort of rubbing his face, almost like he's trying to keep himself awake. And he walks into the bedroom and just sort of face plant collapses onto the bed.
All right, I guess you're sleeping on the bed
And he's
tonight.
like, oh.
Pretty sure it's my turn, but whatever.
And he just sort of groans, and he's like putting his hand about, and he's trying to find like a bottle of liquor that maybe someone's left in the bedroom. And
I don't think there's anything left, buddy. I'm sorry.
he looks really sad about this. He's just not happy, and he sort of rolls over and lays staring up at the ceiling, and he's just like, why do we do this job? Like, sometimes I just wish I'd done something different, you know?
Yeah, well, you're not the only one, and as I say that, Crowbar has a eye that's been replaced with a mechanical eye, and it looks the same except for she has like the implant above her eyebrow, and it's a pretty subtle but very obvious strip of metal, although the eye looks definitely like a human eye. And she kind of like scratches it, and she's like, yeah, you're not the only one who wishes you'd done something different. Hey, do you know where Turkey Burger is? That's my robot crow.
Oh, yeah, I do. Sorry about that one. And you can hear like some squawking and crashing and whatever, and he sort of opens the cupboard just above the bed. He's like, it was just getting at me before we went out, and I needed sleep, okay? And this bird like falls out onto the bed, and it's going manic. It's not happy, and it starts like attacking Nailgun. He's like, oh god, no. And he's trying to like push it.
I'm not stopping him. You deserve this.
It's like, well, this is why he gets shut in a cupboard. Like, and he's trying to like push this bird away.
I built him to help us with our scavengers. If you lock him in the cabinet, then he's not doing what he was built to do.
I'm locking him in the cabinet because he keeps me awake.
Well, I mean, yeah, fair enough. Okay,
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, okay. And I need a coffee. Like, and he sort of disappears into the kitchen.
Okay, I'll be like, Turkey Burger, let's go. I don't think I need to feed him, but like I like to put out a little bowl for him.
You could oil him up or something.
Put
like
a
that.
bowl of oil out
Just
for
a
him.
little bowl of oil out for him to go with. But after a time, you can hear swearing from the kitchen. He's probably like burned himself or broken something or whatever.
I'll go check in on him.
Okay, there is coffee all over the side, and things like that. And then you see at your small window there is a bug about this big, a little metal robot bug, just trying to hit the window over and over.
I'm gonna open the window. Crowbar. I'm Crowbar. I am Crow. Turkey burger. Eat the bug. Turkey burger. Get the bug. Get it. Turkey burger.
As
Turkey.
Turkey Burger flies and grabs this bug,
Looks like
he
we
gets
have
a
a new
shock
friend.
and he freaks and sort of falls over and sort of like puts his wings down and sort of shuffles back.
I'm so sorry. I hold my arm out. Turkey burger. I'm so sorry. Come.
He sort of hops and bounces up and along until it's at your shoulder, and this bug, it's almost like a stag beetle. It lands and its legs start to spread out. The wings fold up into a very small screen. It's like, please, and this face pops up, a face you recognize. It's just another scavenger. You've met him in passing. He's like, please don't kill my bugs. They take ages to make. They take ages to fix. I've told you before. Messenger bugs, okay?
It just, when you say messenger bug, I keep thinking that maybe the bug will have like an envelope, and it's still very, bugs. I don't like them in my space. And I've trained Turkey Burger specifically to get and so like, you see how weird this is?
Look. Crowbar, I get it. I'm just saying. They're the easiest thing for me. If you could just train your bird not to eat these particular ones, it'd be great.
All right. I mean, if I get bitten by a poisonous bug because Turkey Burger has suddenly developed some type of bug conscious,
then you take yourself to the hospital and they get it sorted.
I hate hospitals.
Yeah, I know. So do I. Anyway, where's Nail Gun? And then you hear like, here, and he's sort of like ruffling his hair as he walks over with coffee, which definitely is all over the mug. So I've got a meeting for you. I've got a meeting down on the lower levels. Someone's found something interesting in the scrapyard. They don't know what it is, and you probably will. So I've pointed you in the right direction. And yeah.
Where am I meeting them?
If you could, where is it? Like, this guy looks pretty hungover. So, the club, the on 48th district, Twisted. Go to Twisted. You know,
All
this
right.
is the seedy club. This
Okay.
is not somewhere they've probably chosen this because they don't want to be there.
Yeah.
People don't want to go there. So, just quickly, looking at the Wild Magic, Wild Magic Surge, it's not Wild Magic Surge anymore. The Oddities, which was given to JD, you now have, it's like a plate of glass. It's only about this big. It's a plate of glass, and this will be something that you will find fascinating. This is, when you hold it up, even though you can't see the sky, you will see the stars where they are. Now, this is something is very precious because very few people have ever seen the sky. So the fact that you can see, like, you can move it and you can see all the star constellations and everything effectively through the buildings that you have. Anyway, so Nail Gun looks at you and he's just like, so are we going now? As this bug like folds in on itself. And then as it tries to take off where the crow had sort of grabbed it a little bit, it buzzes into the side before hovering off again.
Did you make me coffee?
And he just passes his mug to you.
Keep it. Fix the damn messenger bug. I'll go meet this guy at Twisted.
Okay, fine. It's not my fault. And he just sort of mutters and wanders off. You will probably know from the scavengings you don't want to be seen. Lots of back routes and ways to get down to the lower levels. Once you're down there, you can feel the air thin. It's a bit thinner. There's a lot more steam coming up from pipes on the floor and stuff like that. And there are lots and lots of bars and like shops that probably look quite dodgy. People don't tend to, like, well-to-do people won't come down here. And then you can see in bright neon lights the Twisted, the bar, and you can hear the music as it starts to flood into the streets.
All right, Turkey Burger. Let's go. I think at this point, Turkey Burger's probably just on my shoulder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It probably sat there perched, probably staring out a lot of the people. There's some people sort of leaning up against the outside of Twisted, just smoking and watching you. There's a woman in particular, fluorescent pink hair, who's just watching you as you go in. It's like, as you were about to enter the door, are you here for something?
Do you have something worth looking at?
No, you're not getting the question. Are you here to meet someone in particular?
Yes.
Okay. Who sent you?
The man whose name we never came up with, but I'll just pull from my list. Blowtorch.
So you're here to see Torak. Fine. Go in, go past the back room, go to the VIP booths, and through the curtain.
All right.
As you walk in, the music obviously gets louder. You can see in here, there's humans, there's aliens, there's everything in there. There's lots of cyborgs moving around. People are milling about with drinks. These drinks are all different colors. They're smoking, they're sparkling. Some of them are like popping as they go up. And here and there, you get like a cheeky little wink from someone every now and then. And at the back, you can see some booths, and you can see one of those, like a beaded curtain, old school beaded curtain. And everything in here is, again, the lighting is, it's quite dark in here, but the lighting that is in here is colorful. And you can see a man sat with his back to you, with two other men sat looking at you.
I'll poke my head through the beaded. Well, I'll just part it, like boop. I'll be like, hello.
And the two men immediately stand up and put their hands on their waists, where you know that in the lower parts of the cities, as much as guns are not really a thing here, they've got something. And the guy goes, "It's all right, sit down." And they sort of relax a little bit. And the guy turns around and he's got very little hair on his head. He's combed it over. Like, he's really tried to make it look like he's got some hair on his head. He's very grizzled. He's got a little bit of a hunch in one of his arms. And he, like you, has a cyborg eye. This, however, looks like a far older model, and it has caused scarring and damage around the side of his face, is it where it has been fixed on. And he's like, "Sit down."
I'll sit.
The other two sort of awkwardly shuffle away from you, and he's just like, "Just go get me a drink, will you? Do you want a drink?" And he looks over at Crowbars. "What do you want?"
No, I'm fine. It's early, and I don't drink on business runs.
"Whatever. Same again." And the two guys sort of eye you awkwardly before getting up and moving out of the booth. He leans forward and puts his hands together. "I like you. And you're far cleverer than those people you hang out with."
I'm sorry, do I know you?
"No, not at all. I hope not. My name is Torak. I was a scavenger like you once, but I'm into more of the trading business now. My boy's found something. I don't know what it is. And I don't want it, to be honest. But I hear you know what you're good at, and you know what you're doing. If you want it, you can have it.
Why don't you want it?
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to make sure that little rat, Nail, whatever his name is, don't come anywhere near this club again. If he knows what's good for him.
What did Nailgun do? What is this about?
He owns...
Did he break something? I can fix it. I can fix anything that he breaks.
Just shut up. He owes me a lot. And he's pretty bad at repaying the favor. If he comes here again, I will see him as disturbing the peace. Disturbing my peace. Do you get what I mean?
How many favors does he owe you? What do you want?
I want you to take this. I've had someone... And he sort of like shivers a little bit. He's like, I don't want it. I want you. You can keep it. You can get rid of it. You can give it to that twat for all I care. And he sort of pulls out like this small disc. It's like a solid, a very slight dome to it disc, and he slides it along the table. So what I want, it to be gone.
All right, I'll pick it up, and I'm not gonna look at it in his presence, so I'll give it to. How big is it?
It's probably about the size of your palm. It's really not that big.
Okay, like if I were to give it to Turkey Burger, could he swallow it?
Probably couldn't swallow it.
Damn it! I try though.
You
He
try,
tries.
and this bird is like tipping his head back, and he's trying to choke, like, and he's like,
Turkey Burger, spit it back. Spit it back out, Turkey
he's
Burger.
just like, yeah. There's a little bit of oil around the edges.
I'll just put it in my fanny pack, my cyberpunk fanny pack.
Yeah. He's like, now, you're welcome here whenever you please. Just don't bring that little rat with you. And if there's
I'll
any-
make sure that Nailgun doesn't come here. But you better not be seeking him out. I don't care what he owes you or what he hasn't paid up on.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you ever want anything else, and he sort of gestures over to some men and women over there that are sort of like standing and looking, trying to look sultry. So, you know where I am. And he sort of takes a long smoke out of, like a puff of smoke comes from his cigar, which is actually a blue smoke.
I'm gonna bat this real quick.
Sorry.
Tantalizing offer, but I think I'll pass.
Fine. And he sort of waves you off.
I get up, and as I walk away, I like wave him off over my shoulder, but not so he can see.
And he just sort of settles back down into this big chair. Right. I'm now going to hop over to Dot. Where is Dot? What does Dot look like? What situation?
So if it's morning, I would say Dot's probably been working for about 13 hours or so far. Spends most of her day working. And by working, she's just kind of been going from every part of the city she can. Getting a coffee here, making a delivery there, anything to keep her out and about. She's wearing black leggings, a pair of black boots, a black like sweatshirt type thing with a very large, round, open hood. And she's got very, very dark hair that transfers into like a deep plum And if you see her hair moving, parts of it are glowing, very thin strands. And she's got all these misshapen blue clips floating all around her hair. She's probably got a gas mask on or below, depending on whether she's higher or lower. But I would say towards the end of her shift, she's probably checking her watch that looks almost like everyone else's watch. But it has definitely not been made by the government. So she's probably just checking. It has the same features. It still does everything that makes it seem legit, but it's also got a few extra GPSs and lists and places that people aren't supposed to find. And she's probably going to pick up some more supplies before she heads home for the day.
Okay. So would you say you were quite low down in the city where it's...
I would say if she's not already low, she's on her way down to get to the darker markets.
The one thing you will see, because you are so low down in the city, is concrete. But concrete roads, there is nothing flying here. You see steps, stone steps that walk you down. This is like old buildings. This is very, very old. This is near the very bottom of the city. There is steam shooting up out of pipes everywhere, and it is dark, like very, very dark. There are very few people around here. Those who are wearing huge goggles that are almost like a night vision thing that flicker. And if they're not wearing a gas mask, they've got big scarves pulled over their heads. And you also see here and there little eyes glowing as rats run between a lot of broken things. Whatever has been broken and fallen, that's where it is.
Okay. Well, if she's reached the bottom, she'll probably take down her hood. She's got nothing to hide down here. Everyone knows her, but she's just gonna make her way. She's not gonna really look at anyone. She doesn't really feel like she has to. And she's just going to walk very straight and confidently. She's not big. She's not like demeaning. Like, she doesn't look like she could take out anyone in a fight, but she knows everyone knows better. So she just walks very straight to her location. And she'll make some like awkward turns here and there to keep people off her trail, but she knows where she's going.
Is this the sort of direction of your clinic, or?
I would say probably towards the end of the night, she probably checks to see like who's been brought into the clinic and if they're running low on certain things. Like if something fell from the sky and landed on their head, they need special like staples or something. She probably just checks her like messenger that she gets from the clinic, and she's probably like, okay, well, we're out of bandages again. Damn.
Okay. So down here, as you're walking past, I'm assuming you like walking home or somewhere like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you will pass a lot of the black markets. You can see some very dodgy looking people and some that look not too well. In fact, you'll probably recognize a lot of them from helping them out. And some of them give you a wave as they go past. And they're selling all manner of things. You can see one that's selling what they're calling antiques, which look like there's a couple of old revolvers that you have to fill up and use gunpowder by hand. They're more like ornate things to keep rather than use. You see someone selling very dodgy looking pocket watches and all the little things. You can also see one of the stalls you tend to go to a lot, which is more sort of not a stall, but into an alcove in the side of a building, which is, you know, very well, is basically where you get all your medical gear. You know that Gillian steals these direct from the hospital. You know that he is a cleaner in the hospital and steals whatever you want. And he knows you keep him healthy for doing it. So, yeah, you sort of gradually make your way home. What does your home look like down here?
So the home for her, as well as the other reclaimers, is a large shed that's like kind of just attached like to the far back of this clinic. It's just this ugly, like, it almost looks like tin I'm sure no one in this world has seen tin, but it's kind of like what it wants to be. And it's pretty high up, probably like 50 feet, and there's like ladders, and the walls are covered with old posters, like spray paint. There are people who are sleeping on like giant hammocks that spread out, like there's little lockers. You can tell this is very much so a group living space. And there's a bunch of folks milling around. All of them have long, glowing strands in their hair and a bunch of little blue clips all on there. They're checking information, they're bandaging themselves up, chit-chatting, playing games. And that's where she heads after she drops the supplies off at the front.
Okay. As you do this, like as you walk into the house, some of them look at you and just nod. There's some of them again you see with these sort of probably similar to what Crowbar saw earlier. They're like cigarettes with a blue smoke that's coming out as they enjoy it basically, and they look very happy right now, and they just sort of wave at you and wave on.
Okay, well, if there is no one over in the kitchen, I guess she'll just grab herself something to eat. She's been milling around town all day long, and she's been trying not to get too many favors because she's just not really feeling it today, so she's probably starving.
There's some stuff in the kitchen. There's a lot of dried powdered stuff that, you know, if you just mix with hot water, it's probably going to become some sort of nutritious paste.
The delicious mush.
Yep, that delicious mush. So there's lots, you can see lots of packets that people have obviously picked up and lined up all in different colors. You know that when you cook these, they're all going to look the same. They're just going to be a different flavor.
All right, well, she'll just pick a random one and then she'll put it in. She'll pour the contents into a small machine. It doesn't have a talk thing, so she just presses a button. Hell, it's probably around a lot older than most of the technology, like a few thousand.
Yeah, there's no voice activation on this one. This is a couple of minutes and then a bing.
like the games that people are playing are probably more similar to what we're used to, so completely like no virtual reality, nothing fun. They're all like playing with consoles and stuff.
Yeah.
Probably walk over to a small, well, I'd say a large like computer-based thing to get like updates on what's going on.
Yeah, you look around, you can see that it's going to be, it's always dark down here, even though you're getting some updates on what the weather's doing, but you know the weather's the same every day. As soon as it hits 2 o'clock, downpour. And as you read that, you hear on the sort of tin roof a downpour of rain, and the puddles start to form outside. So I'd say, unless you want to do anything else, it gets to later evening. Some of the people you live with, they either head out or they've crashed and they're asleep and they're out or whatever. And it's pretty quiet. It's coming to the early hours of the morning, and you hear a bang at the door, and it's constant. It's not stopping.
She's gonna, because she sleeps pretty low, she's just gonna like roll off her hammock where she was and just kind of lightly jog to the door, because who knows, someone might have just gotten shot or so she just pulls like the sliding kind of door open.
He's like, oh God, you are here. And you recognize this guy. He is a gang member you know very well. His name is Carlos. He's come to you many a time. He's fairly young. He seems to be in his 20s. He's just like, I went to clinic, you weren't there, and this thing just, it hurts. And he's sort of holding his arm, but he's holding his leg as well. He's sort of limping a little bit. He's like, I couldn't find you, so I went to someone else, and I think they've made it worse.
Okay. Shh. And then she's going to like call back. She's gonna be like, code 14, pull me up some tables. Come on. She's gonna pull up one of her bugs on her clips, and she's just gonna affix it to like some flash as she pulls them in.
Yeah. As you do this, one of the others stands up and just starts like shoves one of them off the table that's sleeping and starts pulling the table over, and he's just like, yeah. And he sits on the table, and you can see more than anything, he's struggling to pull his leg up onto the table. He's like, It's okay. And he takes out like I guess to us it looked like a nicotine patch, and he just slaps it on his shoulder, and he goes like, and you can see him sort of, it's like a pain reliever. He calms down a bit. He's like, just and you can see where he's got his trouser leg, and it looks very shredded, sort of around the knee and thigh area.
Fantastic. So how did you get yourself into this one again? And she's gonna like type some numbers in. She's getting like lab results from the like small orb on his like arm and checking for vitals and blood type.
It was just stupid. I mean, I was being chased, and all I did was catch myself on something, like, and so it was fine. I just couldn't find you, and I didn't want to get anything horrible off the metal or whatever it is. But I went to this other person, not as good as you. I'm sorry. And now this, and he sort of pulls it back, his like the material from his trousers, and it's just like a big gaping wound where it looks like he's run past something and scraped himself, but it's definitely got infected. It's sort of gone almost like a greenish color, like the skin around it's gone green, and the veins around his leg have started to go black.
So we've talked about this. We've talked about this twice now. We've talked about this 2 times now.
I know, but and he's just
okay. Just so you know, you're running out of, and as she's saying this, she's like got like she's like handing like shots that's going into his like thigh and stuff, and like a syringe to like pull out the green after it started to bubble towards the top.
Ow!
Like, I got it out.
Okay, like fine. Yep. No. Yes.
And then she's gonna step back and step over while someone else starts to sew up what's going on, because we ran out of staples. There was just no staples. You're stuck. You're gonna need
he's like taking, like, there's someone sleeping in the corner. He's taken the alcohol. He is downing this alcohol into his system.
Who was chasing you this time?
I don't know. I was just it just happened. Okay. I didn't, it wasn't them that did this. I just caught myself on the way out, some stupid scrappers or something, and he's just moving.
That's fine. Who did you go to this time?
Just some guy around the corner. I don't know his name. I just heard. I wanted to get rid of it.
If you know where we are and you know where he is, show us where he is. And she pulls out like her watch where there's a small map on there. The matron is going to need to know on who's trying to do medical shit out here. It's hard enough to keep track of it all.
Okay, and he plugs in some numbers, and like it's like a Google Maps location pops up, and it's like there.
Okay, wow.
He didn't want any favors for it, okay?
We don't
I'm
require
sorry.
favors from you either. We go directly to the head and we see what we can do, can't we? You know where we sleep at night, and we've told you can come. Now, Spike's gonna finish you up.
Okay.
I'm gonna go visit this. And she puts her hood back up, dials down the gas mask from medical to just gas, and then heads out into the rain.
Thanks, as he sort of like goes out, and you enter back into the street again.
Okay, well, I guess we're gonna be making our way. She's probably going to type like a note next to the address and ping it to all the other reclaimers in the area. A message going straight to the matron, and she's going to head that way.
Okay. As you do this, you pass just a couple of people. There's not a lot of people down here, and you come to like it's like a hole in the wall with a door, and that's about it. You can see the door's not closed, so you can see open in there. It seems to be very similar to you, like almost like a kitchen table and stuff. And there is a woman sat there, got her feet up, and she's just drinking like a cup of tea or a coffee or something like that. And she goes, "Oh, hi. Can I help too?" What ails you?
Who are you?
I'm Tig.
Okay.
Who
What
are
are-
you?
I'm Dot. But that's not really any of your concern. I need to know what you're doing here and what kind of bogus medicine you're practicing, because if you're going to start getting our people killed, we're going to have to deal with that in a more serious way.
Bogus medicine. What are you talking about?
Carlos just came in, almost dead because of the treatment you gave him.
Okay, look. One, he's a whiner. Okay, and two, I don't use any medicine that you don't use. I buy it from the same place you do.
Okay, well, where's your training? Who's trained you?
I've seen people do stuff.
You can't practice medicine here with our people without any training. And if I catch you again, I'm going to let the matron know specifically. Do you want to deal with her?
No.
I didn't think so. Now you watch what you're doing. And don't step on our territory. If one of our people die because of you, we'll be knocking on this door again. And she turns around and she storms out.
And you come back into the city, basically. Right, Hans. You are you're in the taxi. This guy is a lot more chirpy than the last one, and very, very tall. He's like, so, where you from? Where you going? You know, sort of chatting.
Yeah, I just, I live at the OTC building. I'm just going to the hospital.
You're an OTC boy? Okay, so you probably don't know much about what's going on around in the world then. They did say you couldn't call a cab.
What?
It's fine, sorry. We're nearly there.
Was I supposed to ask somebody before I called the cab?
No, it just... They said you didn't know how to.
I didn't know that was going to go on my record. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
fine. I didn't mean anything bad by it. I mean, honestly, it's fine. I'm sorry. Like, he suddenly looks like he's upset that he's upset you.
I didn't know.
It's okay. Like, honestly, I mean, do you know what? I'll even wait outside for you after you're done at the hospital. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Thanks.
No extra favors or nothing. It's fine. On me for the OTC lad.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay? Awesome. And you pull up to the hospital. This building is huge. You have never ever seen a building so large. And the weird thing that makes it stand out, it is pure white. Everything around it is grey, metal, concrete, everything. This is white. There's not a neon light in sight. You can see some sliding doors at the front where everyone is also dressed in white, right down to their shoes, which seem to be wrapped up in bags as they shuffle around with little clipboards and everything. You see patients being ferried around, and they don't look upset. They look pretty happy, to be honest. They look like they're leaving, feeling fine.
Okay. Does it look to be like a central check-in counter security desk?
Yep, you can see like main doors at the front as the taxi driver lets you out, and he's like, "I'll be there." Like, and he points, like, "There, round that corner, there. It's all. I'm not going anywhere. There." Like, he's very aware that you probably haven't been anywhere before. He's like, "I'll even sit outside. I'll keep an eye out for you." And he sort of moves off around the corner. And you can see the big front doors and a huge circular desk inside the building.
Okay, I guess that's where I'm going to go, yeah.
As you walk in, you see lots of doctors, nurses, all these sorts of things, not rushing around, but they're definitely being efficient and talking to patients and things like that. And it all looks very friendly. And behind the desk, you see a robot.
Oh, that's much better. Okay, I'm gonna go over to the robot.
So, as you get to the counter, you can see it's only the top half of a robot, which seems to be on a big circuit to swing round the entire thing. And it slides over to you and it's like, hello, how can I help you?
I'm not gonna bother talking. I'm just gonna like flash my wristband at it and wait for the interface to activate.
And it stares at you and then does this. Hello, how can I help you?
No, that's fine. It's a simpler model. Okay, I have an information disk. I'm supposed to transfer.
Thank you. And it holds it out. Who is it for?
Don't know.
And it sort of very like clunky moves around and puts the little almost like piece of glass into the system. It's like, I am an older model. I see you have spotted this.
Yes, I noticed.
People prefer when I don't look human. Thus why I look like this. And as it clicks in, and the glass lights up and he lifts it up again. This is for Daniel Chen. You may take it to him. His office is on the 12th floor.
Okay. Where are the elevators?
To your right, forward, left. Ask for assistance if you get lost. Thank you. And it just moves and slides around to the other side of the desk where someone else is walking.
Oh, that's simple. Okay, so I look for the elevators.
You can see there's like a corridor and it's about 12 elevators on each side.
Okay, so I'm going in that direction.
Yeah. And someone else walks up. It's like a little old lady and she's like, hello, are you going up?
Yes.
Okay. And she pushes like the button, almost falls over doing it. It's like, oh. And just sort of waiting for it to, what are you in for?
I just have to deliver something.
Oh, so there's nothing wrong with you?
No.
Oh, I'll be out in about half an hour. It's my 162nd birthday today, so I don't want to be in here long.
Congratulations.
And there's just like a bing and the door slides open and she shuffles in and looks at, are you coming?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Okay. And what floor do you want? I don't mind going up and down. Where do you want to go first?
12, please.
12. And she just presses the button. You can see there is a button there's a button section purely for comfort reasons, but there is also a chatting interface. She has chosen the buttons. And you have the very annoying elevator music for about 10 minutes. And she sits there like rocking on her heels, just as all the way up with you. And then finally there's like a bing and the door opens. She's just like, your floor?
Thank you. And out of that door.
Yeah, she's like, bye, I need the second floor. And she presses the button again. As you go down, you can see, a row of offices. If you walk along, you will see your father's name on one of them.
Okay.
It does say, you look at it and it's a glass door. You can't see anyone in there.
Okay. There's an interface, something I can push.
Mm-hmm. There's a small interface which immediately scans you as you look at it. And the door opens and says, welcome, Artie Chen. And you walk in. There is a small robot, I'm talking a small robot, sat on the edge of the desk. It's like, I'm afraid he is out to lunch. You may leave whatever it is with me. Thank
We're
you.
on the desk.
Have a nice day. And it takes it and turns back, and its eyes dim as if it seems to switch off.
Okay. That was simple. I guess I will go push that elevator button.
Yep. You push the elevator button and wait for a bit. And there's a bing, the door opens, and there's a little old lady in there, the same one. She's like, I forgot to get out. Like, and she's sort of looking like, oh, are you going down? Like, and she's sort of just presses the button anyway. She doesn't wait to like hear your answer. And you guys start to go down. This time she hops out at level 2 and she's like, you need to wait one more. And as the doors close, she's giving you like a little wave as she shuffles off again. You reach the bottom floor and you're back in the courtroom. Courtroom? Same room.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm going to figure out how to do this calling a cab thing myself.
Your cab is outside.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
mean,
don't abandon him now.
Okay.
Well, so much for that moment of independence. I'll go outside of the building then.
Okay, as you walk outside the building, there is a loud noise and ruckus as someone is being rushed in on a stretcher, and lots of nurses and doctors are surrounding this person as they go in. As you pass, this is the woman who backed away from you at the apartment building. And now we're going to hop over to JD. So, whereabouts are you now? Are you heading home?
Yeah, I think if I've finished kind of my rounds for the day, if I don't have any more to do, I kind of check my tips and then I'll head home.
Yeah. Okay. No, you can head home.
Yeah.
Your cat is waiting for you, sort of like clawing at the window as it sees you come in.
I mean, I have to like, Bash, hold on.
It's just like,
Hold on, Bash.
he's trying to get at you at the window.
Make sure Soren is well latched onto the wall. Everything's closed up. I think I probably ate half my noodles on the go, but take the other half inside to Kevin. And-
Kevin greets you. It's like, welcome back, JD. Can I warm those up for you?
Oh yes, please do, Kevin.
Thank you. And the door swings open.
Pop noodles in. She's pretty, I don't want to say boring. But I think she just kind of plans to have a nice, relaxing night in, you know, not really do a whole ton. The book that she's been reading is pretty good. And mostly just curl up with the cat, Bash, and kind of chill with some hot noodles.
You do this and you sit and you chill, and there's a little screen if you want to watch the equivalent of TV or anything like that. You can flick through whatever you want. Proper old school cartoons as well. So you can watch Tom and Jerry on there from
Ooh,
they've saved
wonderful.
some things from Earth.
Say,
And
oh,
there's
Bash,
stuff like
look,
that.
it's you.
Yeah, and he's jumping up at the screen and trying to get at this strange mouse and cat that are on there. And then the usual screen which you see outside, it's the evening. It's 10 p.m. in the evening, and the usual comes on every day. It's the same portrait of the men and the women you see on the big screens outside on the buildings, saying, remember, citizens, to be a good person, care for each other, and keep the peace. There is not much you need to do other than this. And of course, enjoy your life. And then it switches off again. This is pretty standard for you. There's nothing,
Yeah,
about that.
I think being so near a screen and seeing it so often, I probably have it memorized. And so like in the I'm guessing there's like a break in TV programming too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for it comes on and she kind of is like, yeah, kind of mumbles along as you go, and remember, enjoy living. Like.
Yeah, you can do that, and then it just starts playing this same music over and over, just a simple da, 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 and it just keeps going until you change channels to something else.
So she'll toggle back to Tom and Jerry.
As you do this, you've got like your wristband has been beeping, but for some reason it's not been like vibrating or anything like that, and it says 15 missed calls from your mum.
Oh, yeah. So I kind of sit up because I've been kind of falling asleep, and that's odd because I don't talk to my mom that much. So I immediately pull it up and start, well, I think I just kind of like think to dial her number, and it happens.
Yeah, it's it doesn't go through. It literally jumps to the typical, this person cannot take your call. Please try again later. And you do this a couple of times and nothing happens. You do notice, however, you have a couple of voicemails.
I'll flip over to those and listen.
These voicemails ring, and it is your mum. You haven't spoken to her for a very long time. Again, not through feud or anything like this. She's like, hi, I know I don't really call. I just thought I'd check in and see how you are. And that was the first one. And the second one is, I'm not feeling great. I don't know. I've just got a cold. I haven't had a chance to get to the hospital yet. If you get a chance to pop round and pick me up, that'd be great. I don't really want to drive with a cold. It's making my head feel all fuzzy. But I'm fine. It's nothing too bad. And a lot of them seem to go on like that. And then the last one says, I'm going to hop in a taxi. I don't want you to worry. But I am going to go to the hospital because, weirdly, I've taken the pills and I've still got the cold. Nothing to worry about. Yeah. Okay. Love you lots, and I will speak to you later. Bye. And the phone hangs up.
I think I instantly regret eating all of the noodles because they're very, very great for people who have a cold. And I'm not too worried, but I think I pull up to see if the noodle place is still open. Go ahead and place an order, exchange one of my favors, and pick up some hot noodles to take to my mom.
Yep,
I'll go to the hospital nearest their apartment.
The guy's still there, and he happily just gives you some extra again. You're like his best delivery person, so he doesn't. He's like, yeah, give your love to your mum for me.
Will do.
Now we're gonna hop over to Crowbar. What's Crowbar doing? Is she on her way home or?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna look at whatever I've gotten at home, and then if I need to take it to someone else to confirm, I'll do it later.
Yeah. You, I'm guessing maybe do you sit in the kitchen and look at this, or?
No, I'll go. Well, is Nailgun sleeping?
No, he's sort of shuffling around the house. He's had so much coffee from trying to fix the machine that he's sort of fidgeting a bit more than anything. And he's like, you're back.
I think in the living room, since there's so many scrappers in this apartment, we probably have some type of workbench.
Yeah.
Just full of tools. And so I'll just shuffle over to the workbench and say, so have you been twisted lately?
And he sort of looks a bit bashful quickly. He's like, no. Where is it?
Oh, yeah, you've never heard of it? It's this really cool club on the 48th level. Definitely your style. Really gross. Also, I think the guy who owns it wants to murder you.
Torak wants to murder me.
Oh yeah, it's so weird that you know Torak and yet you've never been to Twisted.
I've heard the name. Twisted, yeah. No, I know what that is. It's Blowtorch goes there, not me. I think he's got it confused.
Well, didn't sound very confused. Don't go there again.
Okay.
Like this dude will
Like
probably
ever?
fuck you up.
Like ever.
Like ever. Why do you need to go there?
I like it there.
Find another place to like.
Well, I know. Okay. Fine.
Now come help me look at this thing. I'm gonna pop it on the desk.
What is that?
I don't know. Torak gave it to me, said that he didn't want it. And then he threatened to kill you, so.
Will he actually try and kill me if I go back?
Yeah, probably.
Oh. Okay. Well, can you remind me of that after I wake up after this coffee? Because I'm not too sure I'm going to remember this. Like, I've had a lot of coffee, and like his eyes are like really wide.
Yeah, I'll put a note on the door.
Yeah, just to post it now, it'll be fine. We'll come in. Let's have a look at it. And this is just a smooth disc. It's a smooth disc over the top, and you can see a pattern carved into the top of it. Look like it's done with just like a laser.
Along the top of the disc?
Yeah, over the top of the disc.
Is it, what color is the disc?
The disc is a silver. It literally looks like a block of metal.
Okay.
And the lasered sort of pattern into it seems to be a tree.
Is it heavy?
It's heavy-ish. Like, it's probably quite weighty for what it is, but you sort of expect it because it seems to be solid metal and not hollow.
Okay, so like that's my question. Is it hollow? All right. I want to poke it with something that'll tell me what it is.
Okay. You can poke it with it, and nothing seems to happen at all. Nothing is like, as you poke it with, like, I'm assuming implements, nothing happens.
How thick is it?
It's about that thick.
Okay.
And it's domed very slightly on the top.
So does it look like a little like UFO?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't intend that, but yeah, but it's completely flat on the bottom. So it's
Okay.
like a little dome over top of it. Yeah.
Do you have anything that can, I don't know, read this? None of my tools are picking anything up.
Let me have a look. And he sort of picks it up. He puts it in his mouth and starts to bite it with, like, he's got some metal teeth.
Yeah, Turkey Bar did that as well. Turkey Bar. I feel like my crow's name should be Crowbar, but I took that name for myself first, and now I'm really regretting
Does
it.
that mean you're Turkey
You
Bird?
should
I'm
have
Turkey Burger. Turkey Burger tried that as well.
And he's like, yeah, I can tell. Well, I don't know. It's just a solid piece of metal with a weird, pretty pattern on it.
Have I seen this pattern anywhere before?
You have never, ever seen this pattern before. What I will get you to do is roll. Now, I'm going to get you to roll. It can be from anything. It can be from your intellect, speed, might, whichever you prefer. I need you to beat... hang on. So it was going to be a 4, but you can identify and understand machines. So I'm going to make it down to a 3, just to see if you can beat a 3. Fairly easy.
Okay, so I'm going to roll intellect.
Mm-hmm.
And what does 3 mean in regards to my roll?
3 is just the level of difficulty, what this is. So if you roll
Okay.
higher than a 3, you do it.
All right, let me bring up roll 20 so I can see what my roll is. I think if I just click this, will it roll it?
Yep, there you go. Yep,
Cool.
that's absolutely fine. As you look at this, and you're picking it up and you're moving it, you sort of do this and accidentally realize it shifts. As you do this, springs out lots of little metal, like curved clips all the way around.
Oh. Okay. Can I twist it more, or has it popped all the way out?
It seems to have popped all the way, and now you can turn it easier, basically. And literally, as you turn it, the little, not blades, because they're very blunt, sort of go in and out, almost like a cog.
Okay. Huh. And does that distort the tree pattern at all, or it's coming out of the side?
No, it's coming out the side. The tree pattern just remains how it is.
Nailgun, I don't know what the fuck this is.
He's just like, well, I don't know. And he starts pouring himself another coffee.
Can I tell what metal it's made out of at least?
It seems to be like some sort of titanium. But it's not a titanium you recognize. It seems to be titanium, but to have something else in it that you can't tell what.
Do we have anyone that owes us any favors? Anyone that we've sold anything to recently that hasn't paid up?
I don't know. I could check the books, like, and he sort of disappears into the room and starts looking through the books.
Someone who works with metal. Someone who might be able to tell me what this is. Someone we can trust. No one that you fucked over.
He sort of pokes his head round the door, like, trust?
No one that we owe more favors than they owe us.
Okay. And he sort of disappears again. We're going to hop over to Dot. As Dot is walking back down the street where you've come from. I'm assuming you're heading home again?
She is kind of in a fuming rage right now.
Mhm.
Like she's not very much an angry type. She's just kind of like, she's chill. She likes to like drink coffee. She likes to look at art. She's pretty chill. Stuff like this pisses her off. So she's furious. So she's going to walk past the tin area that is her home and go down kind of like a darker little alleyway right off to the side, where there is a very like nothing little building, like totally just looks like the scenery, like there's no doors, and she's gonna pull like a super light dumpster and enter a doorway into the clinic, and she's gonna pull this little like block behind her. She's gonna enter this very clean, scientific, air purified area that just doesn't seem to belong.
Is it like white in here? Like,
Oh, yeah.
Just everything
This
outside.
this place looks like it's part of the hospital, but it's not. It's just a few like office space rooms. One's kind of like a surgery area with big tubes for people to lay in and get all patched up. And there's a special area in the back, which is the office / room of the woman in charge. She's gonna go straight over there, and she's going to like tap the button that lets her know she has people.
Okay. You just hear, come in. Dot, you look well and truly pissed off this evening. What can I do for you?
We have another problem with another healer down here.
Oh, for God's sake, don't they learn? Right. Okay. Now this woman is dressed in like a white jacket, white everything, sort of thing. She looks like a doctor. She looks like she's walked straight out of the hospital. Did you tell them where to go?
I talked to her. I talked to her very clearly. It was Carlos again, obviously.
course.
But I've got coordinates. I warned her. You have the information.
Fabulous. Thank you, darling. And she sort of moves over and starts plugging information into a small screen. So I'm assuming with the warning she will stop. If not, we'll just have to send some people around there. Carlos owes us a favor anyway, the amount of times he's visited us.
Yeah.
So he can do his thing, and yes.
I was wondering if I could take a nap in the old refresher and just go back out. I can't
Yes,
stay.
yes, go just sign in so I know, and then sign out again when you leave so I'm aware.
Yeah, so she's gonna go, and I'm sure they have things in existence where you don't need a full night's sleep for the very wealthy and busy. I'm sure the matron has at least one to her disposal.
Yes.
Dot doesn't like to stay home very often. I mean, she already spends half her day outside exploring and perusing the city. She's not going to stay home and not do anything if people are just dying all around. So she's going to sign in and hop herself into a little rest tube, fuming the whole time. I'm sure she gets calmed down and she's like sprayed with like a
I was going to
mist.
say she'll be sprayed with something to almost like a tranquilizer just to calm her down and everything to go and help you go to sleep, basically a sleeping pill.
All right.
Free form. And you will be in there probably a couple of hours, but you will feel like you've had a full night's rest. And it's dark down here all the time, so you don't really go by the sunrise or anything like that. So
Yeah, she'll probably come out. She'll probably walk around and not bother the matron on the way out. She'll slide out through the secret entrance, shut it, and she'll probably just point in a direction that she hasn't been in a while. She's gonna run off that way.
yeah. Okay, so you are heading off and you can there's loads of like winding passages and streets here, lots of like corrugated iron overlines. People have just propped up this iron. It's almost like a shanty town where people don't want to get wet when it does rain, so they've made makeshift things in between the streets. You can see some scrap and some boxes and stuff. You can see some legs just laying out there.
Wait, like legs? Like,
Legs as in attached to a person, but you can't see the rest of the person.
I mean, she'll go check it out and make sure they're okay.
Carlos is laying in between these boxes. And Carlos is dead. This is where we will end this episode of the Cypher System for today. It's a little bit earlier than usual, but this is more of a character discovery side of things, this episode. So I hope everyone enjoyed it. We're going to go round and we're actually going to talk about our favorite part of this episode, how you felt. I hope nothing was too bad, and where we can find you. Promote yourselves, let people know who you are and where we can find you. So we will go round first with Hans. How are you doing after that session?
I'm good. I'm having a lot of fun. This is awesome.
I'm
So,
glad.
yeah, I've been looking forward to this. This is great to get into. So, yeah, I'm on Twitter, on C Tweets. If you guys need to find me, you can find me there. I'm just going to be writing fan fiction about everybody's characters in this game, and that's pretty much it for probably the next week at this rate.
Did you have a particularly favorite bit at all? Because I know your poor character has probably just been exposed to people thinking he's very stupid, even though he's incredibly intelligent.
That was probably my favorite part. I mean, it's pretty much all I'm going for in this, so I'm pretty happy with where things have been so far. I did not have a favorite part because I loved everything. It's all been great.
Oh,
Thank
good.
you.
I'm glad. Thank you. Feel free to pop like your links in chat or anything, like your Twitter or anything, just so people know where they can find you.
Cool. Thanks.
We're going to head over to our character Crowbar. How did you find this? And what was your favorite bit?
This is so much fun. I've been looking forward to this game like since it was pitched to me, and I think it was in the group chat where you're like, okay, well, we can do sci-fi cyberpunk, or we could do, I was like, cyberpunk, I don't care about any other options. So yeah, I've been really excited for that.
Fun.
I also didn't have a favorite bit because I loved everything, because everything was so good. I really liked, even though it sounds really maybe boring, I really liked hearing about everyone's apartments.
I like details, so that will happen.
Yeah, I feel like it just tells you so much about the character without actually them having to tell you anything. So that was really fun. You can find me on Twitter at @tiz_aliens. And I'm also Monday nights on the Greyhawk channel at 1 p.m. Eastern. Yes, Bree's confirming. She's also there.
Frantically nodding.
1 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Greyhawk channel.
Fab, that's awesome. And now we're going to hop over to our character, JD, or Renee, as we also know her. How was this for you?
So for this, I'm in a like weird place because I'm freaking out in a good way.
I was going to say in a good way, right? Like
In such a good way. But like JD, totally chill. Like her mom's got a cold.
Colds, everything. Like literally, you could
gonna
walk
be
into
taken
that
care of
hospital with the
like that.
bubonic plague and you'll come out fine. So
Yeah, like there's nothing to be worried about. She'll enjoy some noodles and be totally fine. So I think there's like a weird conflict going on because the player is like a little bit panicking about JD's mom, and JD's like, she'll be better in an hour. She's freaking out over nothing. 15 phone calls. Really, mom? Excessive. So I think that my favorite part was hearing Crowbar's names for everyone, followed by a personal close second with interacting with Kevin, because I just had fun with that. You can find me, and I just got this ready to send, so I will send it. In the chat, you can find me at RayDNR on Twitter or on a blog that I haven't posted to in a while, but plan to, because I'm working on a post for tomorrow, at fatespun.wordpress.com. Also, I DM for an all-women, all-ages D&D podcast called Fate and the Fable Maidens, and you can find that at fatefmcast.com, on any of our social media across the board at fatefmcast, and we're on pretty much any podcatcher, iTunes, Google Play, etc. If you want to check that out, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you. And last and absolutely not least, Dot or Bree as
Hey guys, it's me. And it's me with 2 E's. I'm easy to find on Twitter and on Twitch, because I sometimes do that. I say I do it a lot more than I actually do, but you can also find me on twitch.tv/NPCBree. I also do play on Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern with our favorite Crowbar, or we are in the Feywild, being spooked and killing demon babies. And you can also find me on Sundays, also on the Greyhawk channel, playing Return to Greyhawk, where I swear a whole lot more and throw things and make my DMs stressed. Yeah.
awesome. Did you have any favorite bits from today?
So my favorite bit is actually the party chat where we've all kind of just decided that Artie's dad, Artie's dad killed Carlos, Artie's dad made her mom, like JD's mom, sick, like.
No, Artie's dad was responsible for literally anything.
Thanks Obama mean. It's like, thanks Artie's dad. Like, oh, my noodles are cold. Thanks Artie's dad.
It is never that simple, but okay.
My cat hasn't been working right all night. Thanks, Artie's dad.
Yes. That's literally the new hashtag, blame Artie's dad. Anyway, guys, this was awesome. I'm just going to do a couple of things. Discord. Our Discord is awesome. I know I said this at the beginning. We're like a big family over there. We chat, whether it's about RPGs or we just want to see how the days are going, or if you ever want any help setting characters or anything. Pretty awesome over there. Twitter. If you want to get into a game, one of our viewer games, I'm DMing one tomorrow night, again, in space. Drop Scrat a message and we can pop you into the diary and get you into a game as soon as possible. YouTube, we are incredibly behind on, and we really, really apologize, but we plan on doing some more of that this evening and we will catch up. Also merch, as I said before, awesome t-shirts. I think we've got some new designs going up, some from Wizards and Wardrobes from last season that has gone up. We have also got a competition for the rainbow dice, which I don't have here, but there is a picture again on the Scratchicus Academy Twitter we're doing a couple of these competitions. They're really nice dice, and I'm not allowed to keep them, apparently. So we're giving them away in competitions, and there's, I think, 3 sets, of them to give away. Right, well, tonight we're going to raid Laugh Love Lindy, because Lindy is amazing and we love her to bits. So when we get over in the chat, let her know which channel you've come from. Do all the Scrat hype, the Scrat raid, or whatever. If you don't have the emote, then just type it in there. Let her know where you've come from. Lindy is awesome, so give her lots of support and everything like this. Yeah, I'm super excited for next Wednesday, and I can't wait to see where this goes. So see everyone later. Bye.